Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here, and today we're talking about something that you've probably seen all over your television. It's the Luminess Air. This is an airbrush makeup system. This one was sent to me to review, and you will see when you watch this video, it is not sponsored. I'm definitely not being paid. This is not an ad. This is just a regular person using this system for the first time. So take all this information with a grain of salt because this is my first time using it. I went onto the Luminess Air website and they have a bunch of instructional videos. So I watched those, and this set did come with a little instruction booklet as well, so I read that. In one of the Luminess Air videos on their website, they did make a pretty strong point that there's a learning curve with something like this. When I saw her say that in the video, I was like, oh no. I'm never gonna figure it out. I'm gonna botch this. And I do think it was easier to use than I expected, but that probably has something to do with the fact that I did watch all those instructional videos and I read the instruction booklet. So if you get this system and you're overwhelmed by it, just try those steps. It only took me a few minutes. The videos on the website are around 2 minutes each. And I found all that information really helpful being a first-time user. Before I get into the demo and tell you my thoughts, I'm gonna give you a little bit of product info. While I did find the website for this product very helpful in that it had those instructional videos, one thing that I really don't like about it is I don't feel that they were very forthcoming with prices. Depending on what kind of makeup starter kit you select and what kind of machine you select, these products are gonna run you somewhere around $200 and up. You can find them just a little bit cheaper on Amazon. I do think it's great that there are a lot of different options, but I just wish that the pricing was a little bit more transparent on the website. So don't be fooled by the commercials that tell you you can try this for $19.99 or $39.99 or whatever it is. That's just for a trial period. You are not gonna be buying one of these systems for $20 or $40. These are gonna run you about $200. Let's just put that on the table. So what I have here are the Legend airbrush system and the starter kit in the shade Fair. I got the little airbrush itself with the air compressor and the stylus and AC adapter, so you do have to plug it in. It also comes with the starter guide and this DVD. I'm assuming that these are the same videos that are on the website. I don't even own a DVD player, so I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure you can view these videos on their website as well. There's this little card that says they guarantee you a shade match. There are 12 shades available. They're just numbered 1 through 12. I know that 12 isn't a lot, but if you order the little kits, they'll give you 2 shades in a kit. I'm assuming that this means that if you order a shade or shades that don't work for you, you can send them back and they'll send you new ones. I think that's great since you can't go into a store and get matched with these. I really hope that we can accept this at face value because I do think this is a great perk of this system. I don't have all of these shades to see in person to see what the shade range is really like. I only have shades 2 and 3. Based on this graphic, it looks like they're actually pretty evenly distributed. It's not like some people putting out 10 light shades and then 2 deep shades. You know what I'm saying? You can also order kits in fair, medium, warm, tan, and deep, meaning you'll get a combination of shades and you can mix them together if you need to. Inside the box with the machine was also this little no spill cap so that you can close up this part of the stylus, that's where the makeup goes in while you're using it so that you don't spill any of it. So it is nice that they include this with the machine and don't make you pay extra for it. In the Fair starter kit, I got 2 shades of the Silk Foundation, shades 2 and 3. And there was also a little blush. This is in the shade Tulip. And this little hydrating illuminator. This one does not have a shade name. The foundations contain 16 milliliters or 0.55 fluid ounces. And the little blush and illuminators have 7.5 milliliters or 0.25 fluid ounces. Now that I've given you the rundown on the products that I have here with me, let's jump into the demo of me using these products and see how they worked. I have shades 2 and 3. They look very, very different to me. Shade 2 looks very pinky and shade 3 looks very yellowy, but I haven't opened these yet, so I'm gonna test them on my face first to see which one matches me better and to see if I need to mix them. So that's 2.
It's a little pale and a little pinky, but not quite as bad as it looks in the bottle.
That's 3. Ooh, that is orange. Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother putting that on. We're gonna go with shade 2. Might be a little light, but at least it's not orange. Okay, turn it on.
For each layer that I do, I'm gonna be adding 6 drops of the foundation to the airbrush.
And you can hear the air coming out, but there's no makeup coming out until you release the trigger. They said to hold it like 4 finger widths away. So you can see like there's air coming out right now, but until I pull on this trigger, no makeup will come out. So we're gonna do like 4 finger widths away, she said. About that far.
The instructions say for best results to move the airbrush in a circular motion across the face and to constantly keep moving, so that's what I did.
It looks really natural so far, but it also doesn't look like that much coverage. We'll see. I have a lot of redness around my nose, so that's where it's going to be really telling. And we'll see if it can cover up this little sunspot up here too. It's empty. So I'm going to add some more.
For the second layer, again, I added 6 drops of the foundation and just did the same circular motion.
I feel like I'm not getting so much coverage. I mean, my skin looks really natural and I can tell that it's evened out a bit, but I mean, you can still see everything. And I've done 2 layers. I mean, you can still see my little sunspot there. It's definitely a little bit covered up, but I mean, this is 2 layers. How many layers is it gonna take? Should I try a 3rd layer? I mean, I guess we'll give it a shot.
Yep, you guessed it, 6 more drops in the airbrush, so now I've used a total of 18 drops of the Silk foundation across my entire face.
I gotta be honest, I am not loving what this is doing for my skin. I feel that it looks very much settling into my pores. It didn't give me a lot of coverage. It just doesn't really look that good on my skin. So I'm gonna try to make it work with this little damp sponge. I'm just gonna go over some of the spots where it looks a little cakey. That already looks better. Now I did put 3 layers on, but I still barely have any coverage. So I'm not sure what the perfect balance is. I mean, look at that. It's just like Cake City and you can still see the redness. I just feel like if I'm gonna have to go back over with a sponge anyway, I might as well just apply it with a brush, which is 10 times faster. I mean, look at that. It didn't even freaking cover any of this redness. I'm going to apply some much needed concealer and then I'll try out the blush and the highlight that's included in this kit as well. We're gonna try out the blush now. This is in the shade Tulip.
First, I did a little test on the back of my hand just to see how much pigmentation came out, and I used about 3 drops of blush in the airbrush system, and I did have to clean out a little bit. There was a little residual after applying all this blush. I feel like the blush application was actually really successful, and I quite liked how subtle and buildable it was.
We're gonna try the hydrating illuminator now.
I felt like this product really didn't do anything for me. I don't see any glow. It just didn't really show up. It felt a little bit oily, so it probably is moisturizing, but it just didn't show up. It's definitely not gonna cut it as a highlighter for me.
Okay, I've finished up the rest of my makeup off camera and I'm here to just round up my thoughts for you. I know that airbrush makeup really just takes some practice and I doubt that most people are perfect at it the first time they use it. So if I didn't use it perfectly, I know that. I know. You don't have to tell me. I may not have been perfect at it, but I do think it did a pretty good job. There are some pros and cons with this airbrush system. Let's talk about the good things first. First of all, I do think that this little machine is super convenient. It's very easy to use. You don't have to charge it or anything. Because this is so small and so lightweight, I do think this would be really easy to travel with if you are a makeup artist and you're taking this to photo shoots or jobs. It's not going to take up a ton of room. It's not huge. It's not heavy. And I am super not strong, so if I think something is lightweight and easy to travel with, it definitely is. Another pro, in my opinion, is this shade match guarantee. Now, I haven't taken advantage of this. I'm just taking this at face value, but if they're saying they guarantee that they will find your perfect shade for you, you really don't get that anywhere else. So I do think this is a great system. I really hope that this works the way that they say that it works. So many people struggle to find the right shade for them. So if a company is willing to put their money where their mouth is and actually help their customers find their perfect shade, and they guarantee that they will do that for you, that's a huge pro. Really like that. Really excited about this, so I hope this is true. Another pro for this system is that the foundation itself seems like it has some pretty great ingredients. It says that it's paraben-free, oil-free, fragrance-free, hypoallergenic, and it also says that it's water-based. I know a lot of people struggle with oil-based foundations, things with parabens. A lot of people have terrible reactions to parabens or fragrance in their makeup. This stuff is free of all of that, so it does seem like this is pretty great for the skin. They do make some bold claims about their makeup acting like skincare. I am very wary of that. I'm not a dermatologist, but I am not comfortable saying, oh, this foundation is like skincare. I don't know if I can really bite on that line, but I guess that's up to your discretion. I haven't done any research, so that just doesn't really sound right to me. Just saying. The last thing on my pro list is, even though there's definitely a learning curve with this, I 100% accept that and I do not in any way think that I'm an expert at using this. I think that it was really easy to use. I don't think it was super intimidating. They make it simple, the instructions are clear, so overall I would say it's very easy to use. Now let's talk about some things I don't like about this system. First of all, it is a huge investment to make upfront. If this is something that you're gonna use every day, if you're a makeup artist and you're gonna use this all the time, or if this is gonna be your go-to preferred everyday makeup application method, then it probably is worth it for you long term. But handing over $200 for an airbrush system, not to mention you will eventually have to buy refills of the makeup itself, which is gonna run you anywhere from $20 to $40 for a single refill. It's just really expensive. I know a lot of people love this, and if you love it and it makes you feel like you look awesome, then it's totally worth it. But I do just think it's too pricey. I also wish that the prices were more transparent on the website. I just felt like I was hunting around a lot for it and like it was almost hidden from me. I had a much easier time finding pricing just by Google searching price of Luminess Air system than by actually looking on the website. Lastly, and probably most importantly, I just didn't really like the way my skin looked after using this. I did 3 layers and I still just don't feel like I achieved any sort of coverage. It very lightly evened out my skin. When we're talking about 3 layers of makeup to build up to a light coverage, that's just really not gonna do it for me. Personally, I do prefer a light to medium coverage, but this was just not doing it for me. I don't think it did my dry skin any favors. I thought that my pores looked very apparent. It definitely caked up in my problem areas around my nose and my mouth. And while it does feel very lightweight on my skin, I just don't love the way that it looks. The one thing I will say, I do really like the blush. The foundation didn't really do it for me. The illuminator basically didn't do anything, but I did like the blush. I will give you that. The blush did look really good. I think with a damp sponge and some concealer, I was able to make my look turn out nicely. If I'm gonna be using a system that's this expensive and I'm gonna do the work of applying 3 layers of makeup, I want my skin to look really, really good. And at the end of the day, I just don't think that it looked really, really good. If this is something that you use and you love and you swear by it, then that's great. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm just saying that it didn't work for me. Is it terrible, awful, worst makeup I've ever used? No, but I don't feel like I can recommend it. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Is it something you use? If you're somebody who uses this and loves it, I really want to hear about your experience. How long did it take you to kind of beat that learning curve? I'm always interested in what you guys have to say about products too. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Well, I'm underwhelmed. That's probably pretty funny. Maybe not. Who knows? After you watch this, you're gonna know it's not sponsored. An airbrush makeup system. What am I gonna say about it? That's all it is. I have finished the rest of my face makeup. What other makeup am I wearing? Shoe makeup? No. The what after that. Dang it. Unfortunately, it's probably not going to be as hilarious as it sounds. I forgot to mention under my cons, this is probably just more of a personal thing, but this thing's freaking loud. That sound just was starting to drive me nuts after a while. Who cares? We expect it to be loud. It's a freaking air compressor. I know, but it annoyed me, okay? Yeah, it looks good now after I put concealer and powder and a damp sponge and I have a freaking huge fluorescent ring light shining on me. Like, if you get up close and personal in here, it is just not looking that good. Look at that. Look at that nose crust. No, no thank you. No gracias. I have to tell you, this eyeshadow combo is so inexpensive and I love it. Instead of spending $200 on an airbrush, go spend $12 on this. You'll be much happier. Just saying. No shade, girl. That was kind of shady, but everybody's entitled to their opinion. Actually, it's my channel. I'm entitled to my own opinion. That sounded way sassier than I meant it to. Oops. The shade of it all. I've been watching too much RuPaul. Luminess is gonna be pissed that they sent this to me and I'm giving it a bad review. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest with you guys. I don't know them, I know you, okay? It's just the way it is. I don't have any reason to give my loyalty to anybody other than you. So,